After Ma'aser Sheni, Yushalmi, Perek Hey, Daf Mem Hey Amid Beis. Before Shavuos, we said a vote about Shavuos is not considered a mitzvah asesha as man grom. The yontif is Shavuos. Yeah, now this is pshat in Rambam in Perek Shmini Halacha Aleph and Tvidim Misofim. B'yoyim HaChamishim, Yom Chamishim Misvir Soime U'Chag HaShavuos. U'Yoyim HaTzeres. In Kutzi state that the Yom Tovim are made so that one yontif is mashpia on the next yontif. Take along the yontif, the Ashpos and the yontif. Stephen doing the Sochat Asach, but they're shaking Kutzi. So state do Azoi. B'yoyim HaChamishim Misvir Soime is Chag HaShavuos. Who Yom HaTzeres? B'yom Zeh Makir Musaf, Kumay Musaf HaShoydes. What's B'yom HaChamishim? And Rambam always writes the day of the month when is Yontif. So this is Talmud the Rambam. Dechet B'Tisha Makir Musaf HaYom Parav Zeh Musaf HaYom Kol Yom HaShoydes. So on and so on. All Yom Tov Chamish Osa B'Tishrei Chamish Osa B'Nissen. It's always told in the Yoim, The state in Rashi is looking Kedushin that man groma is man going l'shetova. Here it's not this man going l'shetova. It's told it's Svi Soim. Svi Soim is going. So Mele is Nishkan man groma. I think when I'm pshat in Rambam, and Mele kum t'chois that the Noshim are takem mechiyovis in Shuas midiraisa because Nishkan is man groma. I think when I'm pshat and Rashi the gesagt der Rabbe Rabbi Rebbe, Zechayin Lebracha, sagt auch, that Pshat is that Menschen was Kumnish, that's not that they didn't tell Svira because they lived in Argentina, they're not up to the 50th day, so they made the Yontif, and Shkan Yontif for Shavuos now. Shavuos has to wait till the 50th day. So then, noch ein Rambam, this reminded me my grandson, Yosef Friedman, the Zayang is stark. He says, Bazoi, fragte mir Azoi, steht in Rambam, Perek Zayin, Alocha Chav Beis, in Tvidim Misofim, Mitzvah Asay, Lispa, Sheva, Shabbos, is Temimus, mitzvah chavdal mitzvah zu kol ish miso b'chol mokem b'chol zman v'noshim v'avodim peturim misviyas ayim. You're telling me that the noshim are mechuyev in Shavuos because it's not telling the zman of the calendar, it's not telling the zman, it's telling the mitzvah of sviyas ayim. How could it be? You're telling me the noshim mechuyev in Shavuos because not as man groma, noshim then peturim misviyas ayim. If the person is Svisayim, right there, how's the shah that she get a Bechal B'La'angen in the Yontif B'Shuas? Because Yontif B'Shuas telling Svisayim, and Noshim up to this Svisayim, how did they get to become to the Chag? How did they get to the Svisayim? How they fracked it? They get fracked. The Kesem Mishnah do from Platz and Chavdal Taka, for example, Chavdal Dr. Ma'asher Kosev Noshim Avodim B'Tum Mimenu. Mishum, why the notion Petrus Svisayim? Mishum mitzvah aseish as mangromi. What are you telling me like that? He didn't tell me Kesemish, but it doesn't make them a stomach. What are you telling me that it's not as mangromi? Because it's telling Chamishim Yoim. So made the notion of Mechuyev. So often the Kesemish that the Kesemish says that the notion of Petrus Svisayim because Svisayim is as mangromi is mitzvah aseish as mangromi. Notion of avodim Peturim Mimenu Mishum mitzvah aseish as mangromi on the sphere itself. So Svira the Peturis, but in Shavuos the Mechuyeves. How does that work? So noch ein Rambam. Rambam Kiddush HaChodesh in Perek This is Perek Gimel Lochid Beis. Perek Gimel Lochid Beis in Kiddush HaChodesh. The Rambam talks about Mekoyim Yishoyim Magiyim Leim Shluchei Nisim, Leim Magiyim Leim Shluchei Tishrei, and Medin Hoyish Yasa Pesach B'Yom Tevechel, Shere Giyu Leim Shluchim, Yod Beis Yom Nikwa, Yasa Yom Tev Shel Chag HaSukkah Shnei Yomim, Shere Lo Higiyu Leim HaShluchim, Ukdei Shel Lachnu B'Moyades Hiskinu Chachomim, Shekol Mokem Shein Shluchei Tishrei Magiyim. This is you say this B'Yom Tev. Wherever the Shluchim didn't get to, that's in Rosh Hashanah, Magiyim, Ois Shnei Yom Tov. Afilu Yontiv Shel Atzeres. What's mind the Rambam do Afilu Yontiv Atzeres? Wherever the Shliach didn't get to, Shein Shluchim Magiyim, Ois in Shnei Yom Tovim, Afil Yontav Shel Atzeres. What's meant Afil Yontav Shel Atzeres? Oh. Oh, oh. Zug de Mefarish. Malcolm Shein Shluchat Tishim Magiyim Edo Diskinu Shei Yasem Be'el Mekoyim Yisrael Me'al. Kvi Shein Mas'akim Mashluchim B'Nisim Kvi Shesakim B'Tishim Kvi Shein B'Nisim Filu Yontiv Shel Atzeres Shein Yitol Liberiyah V'loi B'Shluchim. Das ist der Rambam. Der Rambam sagt das Yom HaChamishin. I would buy a lot of Talmidei Chacham over Yontiv, and we're going to have Yom HaChamishim. But this might not be that it's not totally in the Vav Sivan. Shetach and the Gemara Vav Sivan, right? Vav Zayin Sivan. Sach Gemara is wegen them. So you can tell me Yom HaChamishim all of a sudden it's not as man groma. Zuk to do the Mefarish. The Rambam means to Zuk and do that he talks about over here in the Shluchim that you have to make 2 days Yontiv. I feel Yontiv Shatzel. I feel Yontiv Shatzel. Why Yontiv Shatzel shouldn't be 2 days? Zuk there because not as man groma. Filu Yontiv Shatzel she'ein Yitol B'Riyah. What's going to tell me the Riyah? V'loi be'edim, v'loi b'shluchim, she'ein oisim atzeres, ela sviras hayomen, shaloi mi'yidu mi'yontav she'ein shapezes. But you have to have 2 days yontav for that. Both that shu is that one 2 days yontav, because what? Because maybe the shu did come, they didn't come, the ganze chesed, for the andere yom tovim, it's not negated to shuas, because by shuas, it's telling in the Sri Soimi, you count 50 days, yontav, fatik, there's no suffix. What's a suffix? You can't count? Tell the text. And deswegen sagt you have to count 2 days. The fish, choshesh chachamim, shem yitu b'tishrei. Yeah, not the pshat is going to be a problem with the seven. No, shasoi plug. Shem yitu b'tishrei. Im yasu atzeh shem echad. Shem yasu sukkos shem echad. In other words, you're going to start with the when is the Sri Yisayimah? Yom HaChamishim. When is Yom HaChamishim? Shem yitu b'tishrei. You go all the way back. It's not the tishrei is going to be off. If the Tishrei is off, the Nissan's off, alles wird ugeregt. Even though that's telling in the Edis, it's telling in the Edis, in the Shach to sagen as the Tishrei is going to affect the Shavuos. It's not going to affect the Shavuos. Shem Yasu, Shem Echad, so it can sein the Pshat, what? So the Pshat can sein as Azoi. But the Kasha is a very Kasha. Oh, you tell me this is Man Groma. You tell me it's not as man groma. You tell me it's not as man groma. Then noshim b'chiyuvus and sukkah in Shavuos midiraisa. But the pturis from the Sri Yisayimah. The pturis from the Rambam Lein zok the pturis from the Teretz is azoi. Did even though takei nachenam atak the pot of the Sri Yisayimah. And can say if you miss a day of the Sri Yisayimah, that doesn't mean that you can't make Shavuos. The pshat is tell Yom HaChamishim. Yom HaChamishim is Sri Yisayimah. Whenever it's the Yom HaChamishim is Sri Yisayimah, that's when the Zman of Shavuos is. But even though the notion in the pturis from the Sri Yisayimah, that doesn't mean that the potter in Shavuos like a Mechiyovas. Well, in the Yom HaChamishim is Shavuos, and the notion is in Mechiyov in Shavuos, because Shavuos itself is not as man groma. Chot shedim with the calendar. That's the pshat. That's the pshat. Okay, this is all we'll see like in Shavuos. It's when it's Shavuos, they're Mechiyov in Shavuos, even though they don't count.
And
I'll take an example. Let's say you miss a day. Yeah. Let's forget since the time I took. Yeah. It's not finished on 50th day. It's not going to be Shavuos. Shavuos, yeah. Shavuos, was ist Mechuyuv? Not the Pshat was Mechuyuv. The Pshat is Valse Ved, the 50th talk is Shavuos. And when it's Shavuos, bist du Mechuyuv in the Shavuos. The Shavuos is telling you 50th take from the Oimen. Nicht your 50th day. Doesn't mean these gets out the 50th too. As was? Chabad is a bisschen, not verstehen, the Shavuos von Chabad. Not verstehen. Noch gegen die Chile. Okay, let me get back. Look at the Heilige Mishnah. Don't find the 5th page. Look at the Sfana Zay. We're talking about Ma'aser Sheni. In Ma'aser Sheni, haben the Chacham angelegt Keren Revai and Net Revai. What's this Keren Revai? Keren Revai has the 4th year. In that Keren is the Osir, the pay is an Osir. But that was in Emeka and Yushalayim. And that's in Ma'aser Sheni. That's what it has the same similar dinner to Ma'aser Sheni. So there's Keren Revai and there's Net Revai. So the Mishnah is talking about now starts out with Keren Revai. Keren Revai, when there's a Keren, and it's the 4th year, is Mitzayin Noisoi, you make signs, Bukuvatzais, Adoma, this is pieces of earth. V'shel Ola, and when it's the 4th year of Ola, and Ola is all the trees are Osa in the 4th year. Becharsis, a shaban, that's a piece of also the type of a stone, come earthen stone, and they make a tzion, push it. V'shekavara is besit, and by a keva you make it besit. It's out of lime or cement. U'macher v'shoifach, that's how you make this sign, and we'll soon see what are these signs for. Also to keep people away from being nichshel in Isurim. Amar Rav Shimon ben Gamliel, v'mad dvarim amurim b'shvius. When is this Gezogava and the Mishnah is in Shvius? Because everything is hefke, and they take it beheta, but if they take a take bisin to Santazar, they're going to speak out over here in a minute. If somebody's taking and doing an issa, we don't have to make a tziyim for somebody, prevent somebody from doing an issa. If he's talking about balaveda, it's one thing. But if he's here, it's in Shvius. So he's making a mistake. So he's making a mistake. So maybe we're going to help him not to make a mistake. But somebody's a balaveda attacker, we don't make a tziyim for him. Then we don't make. But the people who want to be makbid, and they shouldn't be over the aveda b'chlal, is menichin esamois, they put down money. V'oimim kol hanitol hanilkat mizeh muchul ha'mois hilum. Everything should become muchul. All these payers, neter avai, keren avai, they should become muchul on this money. And Meli doesn't have the problem with neter avai and keren avai. So to play Moshe, keren avai mitzayin noise b'krusus adoma, b'pisas rigve adoma. These are pieces of earth. Noisten sevivus hagvulin. They put it around the gvulim of this particular keva, the siman. L'idea shehurivai. Oh, not only by a keva, it's also by the rivai. But also below pigeon. Without pigeon, you can't eat it. But siman b'adoma, the kshem shad. Why dafka adoma? Why do you use adoma? Why can't you use something else? The ika ano minei lachas man. The earth, you have enough from the earth. Later, you put the plant and it comes, grows. So you have enough from the earth. Lachas man b'charisha. You have to plow it. And zriya and plant it, we can see it, and then you get cut. Fine, pigeon. If the pigeon, that was the simon, why they used the earth to make it seeing for the Keren Ravai. V'shalola, hoyim metzainin, they also made it seeing on the olah. Somebody should know what's olah. B'chatichas hacharsim, he uses pieces of chares, which is earthenware. That's simon hu ma chatichas hachares, just like this earthenware. It came from the ground. Nobody has enough in this. It's talking about it's not a kli yet, before it's a kli. Also, this has no enough because it's all you can't have enough. It's also by no. As I pass into the play Moshe. The shell kvoris. What about the keva? What do you make it seem by keva? Who's in the gates? In the gates, the kahanim, and a nozir, and they're not supposed to be metam themselves. So after shalom, they look like keva. The fish has sid. Why do you make it out of cement? The tzion. Why we use Africa cement? The fish has sid loving katzomis. The cement is white. The white cement katzomis. Now, if you look in the Beis Olam, the others they use what? Black. That was in the Menahem, but they use black. What? Yeah. The shins at Olam, but there's black. You see, black matzevas. So I know. I know the reason why it's a sid. Love and kasa in the Mishnah. You make it from natzomis. Umacha sid b'mayim kedei sheislavim b'yoyser, and you put in water into it. You want to have it give it a white color. B'shoifach sevivus hakeva, and you put it around the keva. That's how you make the tzir. So it's the sun. Sevivus hakeva. But us, sometimes you see how it look the tzir. This is talking about the sometimes laying down. But here, or sometimes headstone they call it. What do you call it? Shofar chesavivus hakeva around the whole keva. What? Matzeva. Yeah, but where's the matzeva? The mayor on the ground. The whole thing is on the ground. The whole thing is a matzeva, or just a piece. So it's called the headstone. No, he says here it goes around the whole keva. That's a lot because you have to know where how far the kohen can go. Now this is also talking about Ken Zayin. It's not in a Beis Olam, not in a Beis HaKodesh. But if it's in a Beis HaKodesh, Ken Zayin Sandash. I'm not sure. Omer Rav Shimon Gamliel, Medvar Amurim, Shoisen Simin, L'Ravai U'L'Ola. He's talking about L'Ravai and Ola, B'Shvius, Shahakal Hefke. Everything is Hefke, on Shvius. Yeah, that's the mitzvah, you have to be mafkid. V'yad, noch this man be, V'yad HaKol, Shovim Boy, everybody can take it to Hefke, V'noiten Behete, L'Fika, Shoisen Simin, Shiyifishu Milu Asur. Because it's in Shvius, now you want to be you shouldn't be nirshul in that Ravai can't Ravai. So then you make over here these different signs, right? The tziyun. Abu Shashnei Shavuos, not Shvius. Sheheim boyin lig. So, what do you mean? This not to divide, can't divide, not told in Shvius. Why only make these things in Shvius? Because if they're not in even when in Shvius is hefker, so they're not coming to steal. They're not stealing. They're coming. It's hefker, and maybe they're going to take something that's what that can't divide, not to divide. And metodach nish. And hefker is allowed to take because Shvius is mutter for the name to take it. But Abu Shashnei Shavuos. So what do you have to do here? You got to make over here tziyun. Why? Because you don't want people to take when they can't divide, not to divide. What are they doing over here? It doesn't belong to them. Who's stealing it? Elamai, the gazlonim. So what's with these gazlonim? Abu Shashnei Shavuos shein boin ligzol yenicham. You don't have to make a tziyun for them. Why not? For yochel davar osa Hashem liteyu l'rosha and liteyu. No, I mean stop the moon. Give it for the rosha. Let him eat the issa b'yomas. They say to the Gemara in Bava Kama. But he says you only have to make a tziyun for somebody who's nishkan gazlan, but somebody's going to be a gazlan anyway. So he's a balaveda. The balaveda, you don't have to worry about the balaveda to try to burn it. It's not to he's doing a surim. The macht a surim. We don't have to be busy with him to make a tziyun for the balaveda.
The shelfing.
Huh? What?
The shelfing.
Sit in the shelfing.
That's
not what the pasuk is saying. Taylor Rosh of Yomus. Noch stark. Okay, I don't know. What?
It's on Shvius. The Chosh for Gezel is the Chosh for Shvius.
No.
It's two different things. A person can be Russian for the Gezel, but he's not going to be
right?
Yeah, it's the Amor. Yeah. I don't know.
Du kannst Schloss vergessen.
Even if he won't steal, he'll still eat Shvius.
What?
Even if he won't steal, he'll still eat Shvius.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Okay, but it's not that. Okay, but Snuyim. Okay. Now, I'm saying it's Schusim of the Klai, so. But Snuyim, Shem Medagdik in Atzmon. That's a Snua, somebody's Medagdik. He's careful with the mitzvahs. Beroitzin Shebeshvius Shehefke Hu Yiyah in the Henen HaKoil Miravai. Nachmal, Snuyim, Shem Medagdik in Atzmon. Beroitzin Shebeshvius Shehefke Hu Yiyah in the Henen HaKoil Miravai. Oh, now he wants Shvius. And Shvius is no Gezel. And he's allowed to, it's hefker, so he's allowed to take it. I to Revai. Now there's a problem with the Revai. So what is he doing? He wants that in Shvius. He shouldn't have a problem with the Karen Revai, so he has to be paid. Everything that's going to be taken from over here, from this Revai, which is basically also even on Shavuos, even though it's hefker, you can't be paid when it's mechubas. In other words, when it's still in the ground, the Kansas is paid design. It has to be a tolish. Anything that's going to come out of the ground and it's Ma'aser and it's going to be in Karen Revai, this is a big medubah here because all the Achronim are talking about over here. If it's not yours, you can't be paid because it's paid. If it's not in your shoes, how you can be paid? Especially if it's in Shvius. The fik roim kan look at yem khul ala moise ilu u b'shayu koyu live doisla is in his shoes over here. He wasn't mafkid yet, and it's his shoes, so it belongs to him, and he can be paid. So he's paid it when lachamaisa, when it's going to become ois mechuba, it's going to be nilkat, and then he's saying that then it should be nifda on this money. So look the menafulda karen revai misayin noisoy. What do you do? Boin and esleit tziyin. You make over there tziyin. The simen shiakiru shuhu can revive, but on pigeon it needs the pigeon. What kind of tziyun? What do you make it out of? Because it's adoma. Givisha is v'ragve adoma. Pieces of earth. Simona ki adoma. It's earth. Ma adoma dika. No, minayu. You could have an oven. I know it grows. You plant it. Things grow. She always paid it. Afi can if the mutbanot. It's also mutbanot. Can revive. You have to be paid it. Shalolo. What about if it's olo? Bechasis. But adoma shows in men chasis. That's already hutit. This is cement. So Mele Kishoyim by Ein Moitzi Kidei Nefila Avzi Ein Bahano. This you don't have enough of it because it's something you can't plant in it. What's going on with a keva? Everything has a different thing which you use to make the tziyun from. We think some menogam azalcha say it's a mishnah. The sid on the keva use sid, which is lime. Shlo yechne sham koyim v'noze v'sid loven katzamas. Again, it has to be sid is loven katzamas like the bones are they're white. Umamacha v'shoifer, mamaches hasid b'mayim k'dei shislam yoyzer v'shoizer ala keva. It's even whiter, so it's white, not a different color. When do you make these simonim? The tziyun, that's b'shvius. Shahakol hefke, and shvius everything is hefke, v'noitlim beheten, and they take it behefte, it's hefke. So then you have to be careful over here. They shouldn't eat anything b'shvius. No nissa of shvius. What's the nissa of Karen Revi? So then you have to make this kever, this tzion. Abashash nei shuah sheboim ligzol. It'll tell you the Rosh v'yomas. Looks like he had over here a girsa. This Gemara. It'll tell you the Rosh v'yomas. So they did this. That's how the Ma'afulda had the girsa. Part of the Mishnah. V'yichilim b'yisa. And you have over here the Rishonim, and you have here the same Mishnah. Before they took it, in other words, after you took it, then you couldn't do it anymore. But before you took it, then you do it. My mother used to tell me over from Zayden, that where he came from Teich, so they used to have heat was with firewood. So the firewood was wood outside. It was very expensive. Outside there was a storage shed for the wood. So in the middle of the night, he used to come. The Aniyim used to come, so Gazlonim, and he used to steal the wood. It was a big thing. Wood, it was a very expensive thing to take wood. So he used to scream at them, "Bin the moichel." To take it anyway. He didn't want it should be an Aveda. So he said he's moichel them. So that's what he's saying over here. It's under the here because he's over here in chaos. No, if I can't go. Okay, look at that. Look, Karen Revai, Heidi Tony Hoche Ba'ach Masech to Karen Revai. Wie gibt der ein Karen Revai in Meister Sheni, fragt The Bedinu, the Masech Olo, Havalei the Mishnah. It should go better with the Masech Olo. What's the Shach that this Meister Sheni with Karen Revai? Mishum the boy the Mishnah Mishay boy Chaimish, Beis Hillel. Karen Revai has din of Chaimish when you paid it, like Beis Hillel said. The time Mishum the Goma Kodesh Meister Sheni. Steht do Kodesh, Meister Sheni steht Kodesh. It needs a Chaimish. Uboy Chaime, and you have to take it to Yerushalayim. Uboy Vidui, like Ma'aser Sheni. Uboy Pidyon v'Kesed Sheish Boy Tzura, K'Ma'aser Sheni. You learn how to Kodesh. So that's why he put it in Sech Ma'aser Sheni. Elo Shein Boy Lav. Elo say the Siv Yir Kol Piyoy Kodesh Yilulim Hashem. Those say by Karen Revai, and there's no Lav. Loch Yitoni Karen Revai become Ola. That's why I said before Ola. You keep picking who Karen Revai, but Agav Tonin. In this fifth page, he's talking about Karen Revai. Agav Toni Nami Tzion the Ola. We're talking about the Tzion of Ola also. It's Agav. Revai, Gesim Pasach, Ravai, the Pasach Habez, Ravai, Umafai Shtam Beresh Pesach the Potter, the Stan Hosam, Omuloi, my Loshen Ravai. What does that mean? Loshen Ravai, Karen Ravai, what's made those? Omlai Kachshamati, the Stam, mainly the Farish. Doesn't know. Omen Ben Azza, and he have Farish. Im at Oim Revi, we say Karen Revi. It's the fourth year. So because it's Atoma, noise and piece of Agom, serious Agul, no idea, she can revive. Because Lonim Yisraelim, the Yiddish Ganovim, if you manage to below pigeon, they're not going to take it. How we know these Simon and Kavusas can make a tzutz, Chatichas over, pieces of earth, Shalom, Charis, open Losh, Rashi Pirish, Kashi, for him, being one of Farish, Shulosh and Loven, it's white, Kashi Pirash, being one of Farish, Shechab, Simon and Lola, what is simple Lola? Shel Kavores, Shutzin Kavores, Besit. The Farish Tam and Pek Meru. What's the time you have by a kever? What do you have to have the scene for? Simon and the Chive Katzam. It has to be white, like the bones. V'tama, Shelo Yilu Behem, Oichel Tumah V'taret. People who are Kahanim. They shouldn't be negay over here in the tumah. You put in mortar into the cement. It should be even whiter. When do we make for the Oiv Drachim, the guys who pass by? When do we make the simon? These people really coming back because it's hefke. The other 6 years, which is not Shviyas, Lo Yishem Boyim, Ligzol, they're coming to steal. What are they doing over here? It's not this. Yenichum, lost the government. Let them steal. But Yochilin Dabba Yisra, let tell Rosh Yomas. Came to Misa by I'll tell you, but Gzela came to Misa. Then on Achroyim, Lirumoyim, if it's a Ramai, we're not responsible for the Ramoyim. Ein Aleinu Achrayis, Latzion, Shlo Yikoshlu, Kivin, Shaboy, Ligzol, Kedisa Ben Mora. This technique, Mora. We're not mechuyev to watch it. They shouldn't do Averis. They stayed on the Mishnah. Vatznuyim and Oshim Kshedim. It's not on the Mishnah. Moshe says Dafka like Shum Gamliel. But if you don't like Shum Gamliel, then there is a mitzvah to be mafresh them from the Surim. Ein mitzayne shlo l'noyim elachol. Call on Nilka, Shekwan Nilka, the sweet Likmadam, to say, Erev, the Afagab, the lesser Bishusay, it's not his Bishus anymore. Lesser Bishusay, Mifrish, Vitaifis, Bijoinai, Baitzim, Shivalil, Kamala. You have to understand what he means over here. It's not his Bishus, how can he make the pigeon? Okay, just finish over here with the going. Again, Ravai, Kedemoy, Ken Ravai, Betinyon, and Neteravai. After this is going to come Neteravai. Pirish. Holding Tonim Bisholish, Mishnai, Salishonis, Kerem. The first three missions coming now, they talk about Keren Ravai. Is Keren Ravai. Haini the Bishonim, Mishum Kvoras. Ubekvoras, Davke Bekerem. Haini Im Hoye Kerem Oimid. Al Kever Echad, if this Kerem is on a Kever, it's actually the idea, Shayayin, Shaloi, Betome. You shouldn't use this for the Nisachim. For Kabbanim, Zed Afki Gabi Yain. Abaloi Gabi Zaysim, the Zaysim ain't a Mekabim Tumah. Take it, B'Shas Masika, when you harvest it, the Kedoni Boysim, B'Taharav, ain't Moskim B'Taharav. Okay, but then the more, I get into it.